wonderful good morning to the beautiful listeners of Badeggi Radio 90.1 FM. We're reaching live from the Uphill in the capital city of the Power State, Mina, Niger State. Today is Monday, the third day in the month of August, year 2026. Straight time check is 10 minutes past the hour of 9. I am Usman Apaya. Welcome you to your favorite morning show, the Badeggi Radio Link. Now, as Nigeria moves closer to the 2027 general elections, political statements from prominent figures continue to shape public debates. Some comments have generated widespread reactions, raising questions about leadership, accountability, electoral credibility, and democratic values. Today, we shall be examining two statements made by some prominent figures in the country, talking about very important personality. This political statement and democratic accountability ahead of 2027 general election is the discourse, and we shall be examining statement, like I said, from two prominent figures in the country, talking about former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Cardinal Onaiyekan, who actually make a statement, and all these statements are geared towards 2027 general election, particularly the presidential election. In the first statement, former President Olusegun Obasanjo said choosing Atiku as his running mate was the biggest mistake of his stay in office. And of course, the Cardinal Onaiyekan expressed concern that the current administration appears determined to win the general election by all means, and that the conduct of a free, fair, and credible election does not actually really matters a lot. Again, he said that the nation is bleeding, and the men around the president are not actually telling him the truth. So we shall be examining this, and the conversation is going to be between this radio and of course you listening out there, so that like I said, we shall continue to educate, enlighten ourselves ahead of the 2027 general election, so that we will prepare and go to the election with an informed mind, so that we make an informed decision. Very important, because leadership do you have matters most in terms of having stable economy, and of course governments that actually cares to take the peoples to promised land. So on this note that we will be having a conversation on this line: political statement and democratic accountability ahead of the 2027 election. Just before then, we'd like to have some of the statement made by these leaders. We'll listen to them, right after which we'll come back to listen to your own opinion, so that we'll get ourselves prepared ahead of the 2027 election. Let's start with the one coming from the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, right after which we play the other one, which will be coming from Cardinal Onaiyekan. Let's listen, please.
Mistake that you made as a president.
The man I pick as my running mate, my number two.
Jay,
If I had known him as I came to know him later, I would not have picked him.
You're talking about Atiku, your VP?
My vice president, I don't know what name you want to give him, but my vice president. I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, has he completed his statement?
He has completed his statement.
I didn't want to join issue with General.
But you just have to, because 2027 election is coming, and we are being
join issue with the General Obasanjo. You know, what is it?
Go ahead.
You know, he wrote my command, and he brought. The problem he first have is when he held Chukwuma Nzegu.
Yes.
Chukwuma is his hero.
Yeah.
And then that one brought a lot of trouble for him. But there is a letter written to about this all brouhaha, which I sent to you.
Of course.
Which I thought could have been read.
Yes, you know.
So that Ebele, let me send it to the platform so that you read it to save me the hypertension of coming to talk about. No, you are supposed to read it.
You know, that's just what I told
let
you.
me send it to
Is
you.
there already?
Will you read it?
Okay.
So that it will...
So that we are going to get a rejoinder, at least from another source. Please, go ahead.
Says letters from Stockholm as Obasanjo, the grave is not a witness box and neither is your ego by Kyo Amakri. 20 years after the Nigerian Senate buried the third-term agenda, Olusegun Obasanjo is still fighting the war he lost in 2006. This past week alone, at a fireside conversation in Lagos, he declared that choosing Atiku Abubakar as his running mate in 1999 was the biggest mistake of his presidency. Days earlier, he resurrected an allegation that Atiku bribed the list. Days earlier, he resurrected an allegation that Atiku bribed the late Speaker Gali Naaba to impeach him, an accusation against a dead man who cannot rise to answer it. Atiku's reply was titled with surgical precision. The grave is not a witness box. Neither, I would add, is a Lagos fireside chat, a presidential library podium, or any of the endless platforms from which this man conducts his one-man tribunal against everyone who ever told him no. Let us remember what actually happened in 2006. Obasanjo's people moved a constitutional amendment to hand him a third term. Legislators later spoke openly of inducements offered to grease its passage. The Senate, to its eternal credit, killed it on the floor in May 2006, live on television, and stiffening the opposition was his own vice president. That is Atiku's unforgivable sin, not corruption,